Well, for so many students today, the Holocaust is something they read about in textbooks.
As you'll see in this evening's Buckley Report, Bob found a local university which believes you really need to go there to where so many millions died to truly understand one of the most significant events in history.
In a classroom.
Sydney Abbas-House kept a diary on her school trip recently, unlike journals most students keep. I have seen pictures to the entrance of Birkenau my entire life, she wrote in January, and walking around the corner to stare the gate in the face is something I will never forget. Reading it, you quickly learn it's a serious student who passes on the tropical trips in January to spend 3 weeks visiting snowy, cold former concentration camps.
I didn't see myself having another opportunity like this one.
On January 17th, she wrote that she started thinking about the ends of these people's lives. Nobody gave them any attention. Nobody apologized. Nobody was kind to these innocent people. I wish I could apologize to each and every one. Elon University takes about 30 students to see 5 camps in Eastern Europe each January because the Holocaust is something you can't simply read about. You need to feel it.
It's hard to understand what you're learning about when you're learning about it in a classroom, and it's very different to actually go there and learn about it in person and see where these people slept and where they died. It's still very hard to wrap my head around.
Was it a thing that came up in your house growing up?
Absolutely. It came up in every Jewish household that was the son of World War II veterans. My dad fought in World War II.
Professor Rich Landisberg has been part of the trip for more than a dozen years.
Until you walk on the grounds of Auschwitz, Treblinka, Majdanek, Buchenwald, until you do that, you have no idea what it really feels like, because it bubbles up from the ground and it gets into you.
The idea is to help a generation so far removed from the tragedy that it has a hard time comprehending it to put themselves, just for a moment, in the shoes of the condemned. Did you feel a connection to the people who lost their lives there?
Yeah, I didn't really beforehand, but in the first camp we visited, there was a room with names of everyone who died there. It was very impactful to just see all of those names around me. In one of the barracks, there were posters on the wall, and one of them had a picture of a Jewish star necklace, which was almost identical to the one that I was wearing.
Although there is an obvious connection to this story for anyone of Jewish heritage, about 2/3 of the group Landisberg took recently was not Jewish. But he says that shouldn't diminish the impact of what they see.
The Holocaust is important to everybody. It doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your faith, it doesn't matter your background. When those people who would oppress others are looking around, they're looking around at everyone who's not like them.
Which is why so many people want to keep alive the story of the killing of 6 million Jewish souls over the 5 years of the Holocaust.
The moral of the story is math. If these students who we've introduced to a survivor, who we've taken to 5 different concentration camps, if they tell their children, and their children tell their children, this story exists through the 22nd century from people who saw it, firsthand.
A story we can't afford to forget. Bob Buckley, Fox 8 News.
Elon has been taking students on this trip for about 25 years in their abbreviated 3-week January classes.